So let's open this new Varia VS6 coffee grinder that I have here. First of all, I should tell you that this box was heavy, much heavier than I expected for this grinder. So let's see what we have inside. So right away, I see that we have a bag that's in here. There's bag handles. There's a magnetic clasp for holding the bag together, but let's open it up, see what we have in here. There's a big plastic case. Take the foam off. The big plastic case has foam around it, which is nice to protect the case. So the bag says Varia Grind Different on it. Let's take a look at it. So you see the Varia logo on it. Well-built case. It's an expensive case. There's no doubt about it. It has feet on the bottom. Put it here so you can see kind of what it looks like a little bit here up close. Rubberized handle. It has some sort of air valve. I don't know if it's waterproof or not, but there's some sort of an air valve on it. And then you can see what the clasps look like. All right, so let's see what we've got inside. So you see a number of accessories, all packed in with what looks like, I doubt it's carbon fiber, but it's carbon fiber look, packaging on it. And then the top, as you can see, has sort of like an egg crate style foam on it. So let's go ahead and unpack it here. So the first thing is going to be the grinder itself, obviously. So there's the grinder, VS6. Very nice, very heavy. The power cord, which is just a standard, typical power cord like you use on a PC. A chute, which of course goes on the front of the grinder. Let's go ahead and put it on. So the chute just attaches and slides in magnetically. The dosing cup. Got a magnet on the bottom, a rubber pad to prevent scratching. It's a nice touch. Appears to be both the lid and the funnel. I'll set those down here. We'll look at them a little bit closer in a minute. We have two bags in here. Let's go ahead and pull those out. We'll look at those in more detail here in a second. So here are the things that were included in the case. So here's the grinder itself. We see that on the top here, they have a protective sticker for the display that shows the RPM. So I'm going to pull that off. A little bit of a pet peeve of mine. I don't like leaving those protective stickers on. Let's see what else we have. So the dosing cup that I showed earlier is nice. If you take a look at it, it has the ability to unscrew from the base. The inside of it is bare metal, polished metal. I'm going to assume that they probably did that also because it provides some sort of assistance in preventing some sort of retention or something. It is powder coated all the way around it, but not on the inside. Then we have the funnel for the hopper, which has a O-ring that runs around it. Hold that up closer so you can see it. You can see the O-ring that runs around this piece. It has magnets on the bottom and on the top. That's interesting. They seem to line up pretty well with the lid, so that when you put the lid on, it snaps securely into place. And then you put it onto the grinder. By the way, just pointing out, there are magnets up here too, although with the O-ring, I don't really think that's necessary. You slide it on, and just like that, it's in place. Now, I think I know why the magnets are there. If you pop off the lid attaches directly on the top here. So if you look, magnets that run around the lid also align to these magnets, just like it aligned to the magnets that were on the funnel itself. Look at that. So if you don't want to use the funnel for the hopper, you don't have to. You can just use this lid. Also noticed here, one of the accessories in the case was this, which I believe to be a bellows, and it is. So the bellows is designed to sit directly into this funnel. So put the funnel on real quick. And then the bellow also, as you can see here, has a groove that runs around it, which is designed to let you put the lid into, just like that. And then voila. You also can see here in the top of it that there is an anti-popcorning lid that keeps beans from flying back out of the grinder. It's a nice touch. So you can see that the dial here for adjusting RPM is right there on the side, and it functions as a power button as well. Again, very sturdy, hefty unit, metal everywhere. I'd say that this probably weighs around 25 pounds. It is a sturdy, premium feeling piece of equipment. All right, let's take a look at what we have in the bag. It's always good to find that out. You need to know what accessories we got. So we already looked in one of the bags, which is the one that had the bellow in it. The other bag that is included is this one. And in this bag, we have, yep, it's a RDT, or rust droplet technique sprayer. So this is a little sprayer to spray your beans with water to keep static retention down. Nice little lid, matches the look of the grinder very nicely. Comes in the bag with a very nice brush, almost like paintbrush sort of quality. We have here first tool that's included, and the second tool, obviously used for removing the burrs. So these two tools will quickly allow you to be able to remove the burrs from this. This is one of the key features of the VS6, the ability to swap burrs out rapidly. What else do we have in the bag? Well, looks like we have a parts bag here. Several parts in here, actually. So this first one, I'm actually not sure what it's for. It appears to be a silicon pad of some sort that has an adhesive backing on it. I'm not sure what that really is supposed to be used for. Then we have a number of springs that are included. I see 4 of one type of spring. And I believe that those are going to be springs that help retain the burrs in place, probably the top burr. And then I see 2 springs here that are for a smaller piece. I think I know what these are for. These are going to be for holding these screws in place. You saw how I popped this piece here in as the chute for the grinder. This is a snapping tube. Let me bring the grinder a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about. So, you know, grinders have different mechanisms for knocking the grinds out. You know, some of them will rotate, some of them have this big snapping thing on it. This one, pull it down and it snaps upwards using a spring. So I suspect that these 2 springs are probably the 2 springs that are used for that purpose. So 6 springs in total in the bag. Let's see, what else do we have? We have 2, 3 washers that are included. The 3 washers that are included are going to be used for burr spacing. If you want to try and raise and lower burrs in the grinder. This is important because this grinder has both flat burrs and conical burrs that you can use. In conical burrs, you may want to elevate the burr a little bit to bring it a little bit closer so you can have a little bit finer adjustment when you're dialing in the grind size. So this is something they've included, is these shims for adjusting that burr height. And then we have a number of screws. I can already tell at least 2 of them were for this piece here, these 2 screws that go into the top of the chute. I'm not sure what the other 4 screws are for. All right, so one thing that I do want to do is go ahead and open up the inside of the grinder. That's something I want to show here on video while I'm doing it. So let's open this guy up, see what we've got here. There's the hopper off. You can see what the bottom of the hopper looks like. This right here is a sealed bearing that goes in between the hopper and the top burr. Let's take a look at that for a minute. So the top burr has a little lip that runs around in here, and that's where the sealed bearing goes into, just like that. It's a nice elegant mechanism because what that does is, as the burr height is being adjusted, it allows the rotation of the hopper, the actual dial basically that's adjusting the grind size, to very easily rotate. It's a nice touch. And then we have, of course, the top burr itself, which has a little bit of a funnel to allow the beans to go down in there. The VS6 has a nice feature for removing the top burr, which is the magnets that are underneath of this plate here. So in order to remove the top burr, all you really have to do is just remove this ring for the dial indicator, which actually it's not even necessary to remove that. And then you just slide the funnel on top. It grabs the burr straight away, and there it is. There's the burr. Just pull that off so you can see how that's designed. And then we have inside this spinning burr. Which is, of course, removed with the 2 tools that came with. There's, one goes directly on this nut here, and then the other one is going to line so on 2 flats. There's a flat portion on either side, and you just slide this down over top of it, like so, and then you can remove the bottom by using the 2 tools together. So let's quickly put the grinder back together. You'll just take the burr and put it right back on top of the grinder, like so. It sits down on those 4 springs, and then I have the sealed bearing that it comes with, which I'm just going to set down into the top burr. Next, I'll put the retaining ring that came with the arrow down here at the bottom. I'll find the 0 point on the dial, put it at the little arrow, and then we rotate and put the funnel on, and we are done. So that's the Varia VS6. So definitely a nice grinder. Thanks for joining me on this unboxing.